So different servers. It is by seeing this diagram you will come to know this server is OLAP, online analytical process server, is divided into number of servers like ROLAP, MOLAP, HOLAP and others. ROLAP means it is relational OLAP, multidimensional OLAP, hybrid OLAP, then others. R stands for relational here in the second one, M stands for multidimensional and H stands for this hybrid, then others. Others are divided into this various type: WOLAP, DOLAP, MOLAP, SOLAP. These are all the things we are going to discuss it one by one. So two things are important here. First, ROLAP and MOLAP. Okay, in the examination it may ask, okay, when it is asked you need to cover all the things. Okay, what is ROLAP and what are its advantages, disadvantages? Okay, what is MOLAP and what is its this thing? Okay, you need not to go in detail with the architectures of this ROLAP, MOLAP and HOLAP. The architectures are not important in this for the examination point of view. So still I am showing you the architecture of various models, OLAP models. Okay, we will cover all these things. What are the other models? Okay, these are also called as specialized models. These are WOLAP, DOLAP, MOLAP. All these things are specialized servers. We will look into this one by one. These types of OLAPs servers are classified into different things. Mainly it is classified into four. As we have seen, relational OLAP, that is ROLAP, multidimensional OLAP, that is called as MOLAP, hybrid OLAP, that is called as HOLAP in shorthand, and last one is other servers or other models we can call. Okay, these are specialized SQL servers. These are specialized SQL servers. Here we are having set of other things. We'll see one by one. So hence these OLAP servers are classified into four types. Basically it is classified into four types. One is ROLAP, that is relational OLAP. Second one is MOLAP, that is multidimensional OLAP, and third one is hybrid OLAP, that is HOLAP, and last one is other servers, or we can call it as a specialized SQL servers. What is this relational OLAP? As we know that relational means a two-dimensional in the form of table. Got it? ROLAP servers are placed between relational backend server. ROLAP servers are placed between the relational backend server and client front-end tools. See now, where this server will be? This server will be placed between the backend server and front-end tools. Okay, so backend will be there where the data are stored, and front-end tools where from those tools we are accessing the information. In between these two we are having this ROLAP servers. These servers are placed over here. To store and manage warehouse data, okay, ROLAP uses relational or extended relational DBMS. Means it uses the database concept. Which database concept? Relational database concept. For storing purpose or for retrieving purpose. Where you want to store and access? In the data warehouse. So it stores and manages the entire data warehouse data. What the ROLAP will do? It uses the relational concept of the database management system. What you are studying in the database management system? Okay, or it uses extended relational database management system that it uses and for the sake of storing and managing the warehouse data. ROLAP includes the following. First one is implementation of aggregation navigation logic. ROLAP includes these things. Which one? Implementation of aggregation navigation logic means implementation of aggregation means aggregation, what we discussed in the morning, means it is a consolidated data. For that we are having the logic. ROLAP, it uses optimization for each DBMS backend. So we'll be having some optimization techniques for each of the database management system backend. And it also uses additional tools. It also uses additional tools and services. These are the things which are there in the relational OLAPs. This includes these things. Now see, as we discussed, you need not to worry much about this architecture of the any of these architectures. I'll be discussing three architecture: ROLAP architecture, MOLAP architecture, and hybrid OLAP architecture. Now you need not to, just I'll give you the brief information of that. Okay, here in this relational OLAP architecture, this ROLAP server is placed between the database servers and front-end tools. Between these two, this is used. Here we will be having the ROLAP will be having the tables. See here now, matrix will be there. Okay, which is having the rows and columns. This concept it uses. Okay, for storing and retrieving the information. Okay, so you can get the information out of it, result sets in the form of graph, in the form of set, or in the form of other things. So using this front-end tool, you can access the information in required fashion. Alright, here the architecture is simple. Here we will be having the database server where it stores all the data is in the form of table. Got it? This is the architecture of the ROLAP. It is a relational OLAP architecture. Now, what are the advantages and disadvantages of this ROLAP? So, the ROLAP, the advantages are it can handle large amount of information. What is this? This relational database management system, ROLAP, relational OLAP, this can handle large amount of information. The data size limitation of ROLAP technology is depends on the data size of the underlying RDBMS. So what is the size of the ROLAP? It depends on the RDBMS, size of the RDBMS. So ROLAP itself does not restrict. Here ROLAP does not have any role. Okay, so ROLAP size is only this much. No, because it depends on the RDBMS, size of the relational database management system. So ROLAP itself does not restrict the data amount because it depends on the RDBMS. The second one is here less than or greater than, that kind of things, less than or equals to, greater than or equals to. So RDBMS already comes with a lot of features. You can have lot many comparisons and all those things. Later we will go to study in the database management system. Okay, once we start with the other modules where we do all the aggregations, then execution of the queries, so those things. There comes with a lot of features. Hence, this is one of the advantage. So what is that advantage? So ROLAP technologies can control these functionalities with a less than or equals to, greater than or equals to for comparison purpose. So you can use those functionalities which are there in the relational database management system. These are the advantages of what is that? ROLAP. Then what are the disadvantages? The disadvantages of ROLAP are performance can be slow. Why? See, ROLAP performance will be slow. Each ROLAP report is a SQL query. Whatever you want to retrieve the information in the form of queries, okay, it is a SQL query. Sometimes queries will be having multiple queries. Multiple queries are combined and we are accessing some information. Now I will ask you, probably you have the picture of those database tables which I have shown in the company database. We are having the company employee database table, we are having the department table, we are having the what is that, dependent tables, project tables, etc. Now see, who are all the dependents? Who are all the dependents? Name the dependents and their gender. Whose dependent, whose employee, whose relative, identifying the person, who are working in the department number 4, who are working in the department number 4. See here now, the employee who is working in the department number 4, he is dependent. Who are all their dependents are there, no? Their names and gender I need. See, for each and everything we need to combine, we are combining the queries, to retrieve this information. As such multiple queries are combined to access the information, so it may become slower because it needs to do so much of things whenever you are retrieving the information. In the relational database, the query time can be prolonged. It can be extended if the underlying data size is large. If the data size is very large, there are only 3 departments. There are only 8 employees. There are only 3 persons who are having the dependents. If the size of all these tables are large, then obviously it requires a lot of time to extract those information, right? So this is, so performance can be slower. Now another limitation is limited by SQL functionalities. So SQL is having limited functionalities. With the limited functionalities, ROLAP technology relies, it depends on only on those SQL statements. Later we want to study those SQL statements. Got it? So your ROLAP depends on only on those SQL statements. Got it? It is not having other technologies. So ROLAP technology depends on only on the SQL functions or statements. So these two, performance can be slow and limited by SQL functionalities. So these two are the disadvantages of ROLAP. So ROLAP is all about this. Now we are having next model, OLAP model, that is multidimensional OLAP. Multidimensional OLAP, which is having here in the ROLAP we are storing the data in the form of tables, but here we are storing the information in multi-dimensional way, as we have seen in the cubes. Morning we have seen the cubes. So that cube we are storing the information in that way. So hence multi-dimensional OLAP uses array-based multi-dimensional storage engines for multi-dimensional view of data. So it uses array. So array is set of values in the form of multi-dimensional. So array stores as information. With the multi-dimensional data stores, the data storage utilization may be low if the data set is sparse. Means the multi-dimensional data stores. So if you are having the cubes or 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional, whatever, the storage utilization may be low, because see here now in cube we stored already calculated values. We store already calculated values. May be low if the data set is sparse. Data are stored physically into the multi-dimensional arrays, as we have seen in the morning. Okay, already we have stored these values in the physically in those data cubes. Okay, one of the significant distinction of the MOLAP against ROLAP is, here we store in the MOLAP we store the optimized format in multi-dimensional cubes instead of relational databases. In the MOLAP model, data are structured into proprietary formats by clients reporting requirements with calculations and pre-generated on the cubes. Already we stored pre-generated values in the MOLAPs. These are summarized data where we are storing in multi-dimensional OLAPs. Got it? This is the main thing. And the architecture is here, this architecture involves database servers, MOLAP server, and front-end tools. In the previous diagram also we are having this database server and front-end tool, but there we have ROLAP server where we have the single table, okay, the information which is stored in the table format, but here we are storing in the form of multidimensional, okay, so it will be having all the dimensions like cubes and etc. Got it? So this is the only difference in the architecture. Got it? So this is now, what are the advantages of this? Excellent performance. Excellent performance means performance is very quick. Why? Because MOLAP cube is built for fast information retrieval. So aggregated data will be there, calculated data will be there here. So whatever the information you need, just you get it by performing the various operations like a drill down, roll up, then the slice and dice or pivot. If you perform any of these operations, you can get the information within no time. Got it? So another advantage is that can perform complex calculations. It can perform complex calculations because as we have seen, we can cut the entire cube into number of slices and you can see the information. Got it? You can, when you drill down, you will get the number of, you can add some more dimensions like quarter C is converted into number of months. Got it? And there also you can see the number of January values, the values of January, then February, March. Got it? Again, if you drill down those things, again you will get in terms of first week, second week, third week, like this also. Got it? So complex queries can be calculated, can be performed very quickly. Then what are the disadvantages? The limited in the amount of information it can handle. So data cube can handle only limited information because it is, what is that? It is not possible to contain large amount of data in the cube itself. Got it? If you perform that, the analyzing the cube is also becomes difficult sometimes. In data cubes, okay, if you want to perform, okay, limited amount or aggregated amount or calculated values, facts and figures can be stored. But it is not possible for all the things if the data is very large. Got it? And another disadvantage is requires additional investment. So all the technologies, proprietaries, okay, does not have this mechanism, does not already exist in this organization. Some organization will not be having this cube technology. If you want to adopt that, then you can go for additional investment. You can go for additional investment in that. Got it? This is another disadvantage. One disadvantage is limited amount of information it can handle. Second one is requires additional investment. Got it? These two are the disadvantages of MOLAP. These two are important, ROLAP and MOLAP. Got it? With respect to your examination. Even HOLAP is also there. Whenever it is asked various OLAP models, ask you to explain various OLAP models, then you need to explain all the things. Sometimes they may ask you only ROLAP and MOLAP, okay, and their differences. Then these two plays very important role. Now we'll look into hybrid OLAP. Hybrid OLAP is a combination of both ROLAP and MOLAP. What are the advantages of that? What are the advantages of that? Those two are combined here, so we got better performance. It offers high scalability of ROLAP and faster computations of MOLAP. Means, so these two, the advantage of this and the advantage of this MOLAP and advantage of ROLAP are clubbed. Got it? This is, so we got the hybrid OLAP. HOLAP servers allow to store the large data volumes of detailed information, because it is the advantage of hybrid ROLAP that is there. The aggregations are stored separately in MOLAP store, because it is an advantage of MOLAP. So here we store aggregated values of these things separately. We stored it in the MOLAP stores. Okay, this is about that, and the architecture is little bit complicated here. Architecture is little bit complicated here. See, we'll be having, where is that? Yeah, so we have a ETL servers, flat files will be there, and we have a OLTP sources. Got it? And these, from there, these OLTP sources, we store these things into data star schema. We'll see that what is that star schema and all those things in the next class, tomorrow's class. Okay, from here we store all these things. From this we are having the loader. Okay, so multi-dimensional database loaders are there. From here we can get the information into, we can prepare the cubes, aggregated cubes, and from here we are having OLAP server. Okay, here we have a web or LAN server, then OLAP server, caching server, and various servers will be there. Then we have a users here. These users extract the information from this. So this is the architecture will not be asked in the examination. Okay, that too, this hybrid OLAP architecture, you need not to worry about that. So hence, what I want to convey you, so this is complicated architecture. It is a combination of this hybrid, ROLAP as well as MOLAP. Got it? Now, what are the advantages? It provides the benefits of both MOLAP and ROLAP. Obviously, it provides fast access at all levels of aggregation. Okay, so it provides fast access because the data will be stored in multidimensional, okay, cubes. HOLAP balances the disk space requirements, because so large amount of data will be there, so it balances the disk space requirements, as it only stores the aggregated information of the OLAP servers. Others will be there in the other data storage. So it balances some information, aggregated information will be there. See here now, aggregated information will be there. Where is that cursor? Yeah, aggregated information will be here and others will be there in the other side. So from here the server will going to access from both the things. Got it? This is how the balancing of data disk space takes place. What is the disadvantage of this? HOLAP, hybrid OLAP architecture is very complicated because it supports both MOLAP as well as ROLAP servers. Got it? Now, what are the other types of servers? OLAP models. One is web enabled OLAP, that is WOLAP server. Second one is desktop OLAP server, DOLAP. Here WOLAP pertains to OLAP applications which is acceptable via the web browser. So we extract the information from the web browser. Got it? This is based on this server. We extract the information from the WOLAP servers. Unlike traditional or client server OLAP applications, web-based, web-enabled OLAP is considered to have a three-tiered. It is a three-tiered architecture which consists of three components. Client will be there, middleware will be there, and database servers will be there. We need not to worry much about these things. Got it? And similarly, we have a desktop OLAPs. This DOLAP permits a user to download section of data from the database or sources and work with the data sets locally on the desktops. Okay, this is, and we are having mobile OLAP, that is MOLAP, then spatial OLAP. This includes the capabilities of both geographic information systems. Okay, GIS, whenever whenever you open the map, okay, for route finding and all those things, it depends on this is the server for that. Got it? OLAP, for mobile OLAP, it uses the access the work on OLAP data and applications remotely through the use of their mobile devices. Any of the servers you can access it, okay, through mobile OLAP. If you want to access this what is that, route and all those things, the maps, okay, so for that we are having special OLAP servers, spatial OLAP servers, that is GIS, Geographic Information System. These are the desktop OLAP, DOLAP, then mobile OLAP, special OLAP, SOLAP, then web OLAP, WOLAP. These are the specialized servers. These are the specialized servers. Now, the difference between ROLAP and MOLAP. What are the differences between these? This may be asked in your examination. Here, ROLAP, first one, stands for the relational online analytical processing. Here it stands for the multidimensional online analytical processing. So, expansion of ROLAP and this, what is that, ROLAP and second one is, it usually used when data warehouse contains relational database. Data means, as we discussed in the ROLAP, when the ROLAP is used, when the data is in the form of tables, relational database. Okay, when MOLAP is used, when data warehouse contains the relational as well as non-relational data. Non-relational data, that time you should go for MOLAP. Then third difference is, ROLAP contains analytical server. ROLAP contains analytical server, so it will give you analysis of that. Analytical server will analyze the data. But in MOLAP, it contains multi-dimensional database server. It contains multi-dimensional database server which will give you the analysis like data cubes. Got it? Then fourth difference is, it creates multi-dimensional view of data dynamically. Okay, whenever we need, because information is stored in the only in two-dimensional, but it creates dynamically whenever we want. It will give you multi-dimensional views. But in the MOLAP it contains free fabricated data cubes, means already the data are stored in the cube itself. Cube is nothing but multi-dimension. Got it? The fifth difference is, it is ROLAP is very easy to implement, because now we are going to implement the database. Here we are creating the tables, we are accessing the tables in the practical. Okay, so it is very easy to implement, but MOLAP is not so easy to implement. It is very difficult. It has, sixth difference is, it has a high response time, because whenever the queries are complex, so queries are combined, more queries are combined to access some information. When the database is large, then it takes lot of time to respond. But here the data will be aggregated, data will be there, calculated data will be there, data will be there in the form of cubes, so it does not take much time. Then last difference is, it requires less amount of memory. Here it takes lot of amount of memory, because all the things will be there in the multi-dimension. So these are the various differences between ROLAP and MOLAP. Do you have any doubts? Friends, do you have any doubts?
No, sir.
No doubt. Okay, with this